Hello, 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 and well, this is the live stream of the finals for Code S.
Yes, ladies and Germans, it is that final time here for Season 2. It has been a long road, but it's been a good one, I'd like to think. Rang, how about you?
Yeah, it's been a lot of good matches for another lovely season of Code S, but it's all finally coming to the end with this best of 5 finals.
Indeed, it is. But you know what? We're gonna have a best of 5 finals. What are we going on in the first one? This is Odon, is it not?
It
Yes,
is.
it
Let me
is.
open up the game. Did you already press play on the replay?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, I forgot to do that where we change the stream.
Just go to 4:45 for me, please.
4:45. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are on Odon for the first out of a potential 5 games of this, well, pretty simple best of 5 tournament. And I'm
Yeah, I'm
at
kind of excited about this, to be
4:45.
fair.
Yep. Okay, you ready to go now? Sorry, like proper go?
That's not a problem. Ready to go? So 3, 2, 1, and play.
There we
So
go.
this is Odon, of course, and Rang, and I see we have ourselves a little bit of an itsy bitsy hairy spider. Ooh, and in fact, we're actually going to be seeing a Blinde over here, isn't it?
Indeed, we are. So our 2 finalists for today is Harry Spider on the left-hand side, playing as Raul Blinde, and Walther will be playing as the Paris division on the right. So I'm just gonna go over the prize pool real fast. The winner of the entire bloody tournament will be getting a Paradox game of their choosing, as well as 2 Paradox DLCs, or instead of having 2 DLCs, they could just get another Paradox game. And second place will also go home with a Paradox game, as well as a DLC from Paradox of their choosing.
Sounds exciting. I mean, I know there's some great stuff coming out in the near future, but let's have a a moment of silence or a moment of thanks over here for our sponsor, of course. And actually, with Steel Division 2 coming out at some point in the next year, hopefully we'll get another one of these going on up. I don't know when, I don't know how. Have you heard any rumblings just yet, or no?
No, not yet. It's been pretty quiet on the Eastern Front.
I see what you did there. We're going to get started right now. Of course, I would say it's hard to... Well, it's hard to say the French don't have a little bit of an advantage here in the early part of this game, although, of course, the Festum Gross Paris division has just enough of everything that might be able to retard them down. What do you think? How are we going to start this out?
I think Paris will have a pretty decent time in that town, as they got all the bloody infantry they can just throw in, while the French are going to be running out of infantry. You know, at the start, Harry Spider, he does have those flamethrower troops, and they're pretty scary, and I think we've seen... Was it Harry Spider a full armored when he managed to do like some crazy maneuvers in this town?
I think that was him. Yes, was it the artillery strikes and then he rushed?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So he knows how to play his town. As you see, he's going to be going along the southern flank a bit, getting some flamethrower troops, popping in some smoke defensively. As that Puma is probably a little bit scary.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea. I think maybe what I'm trying to get at a little bit more is the fact that all those extra half tracks, I think, do give them an unfortunate base fire advantage over top of what the Gross Paris is going to be able to manage on their side.
Yeah. Especially when it's 3 stars or a 50 cal.
Exactly. And some of those flame troops, actually, we almost saw some Länderschützen really kicking on off, but nope. Flame troops just drop some smoke and back away. I don't know if they enjoy huffing and puffing or what they want, but something's going on there.
Yeah, he didn't manage to get into the town with flame troops, which is probably his intent. But he's going to be holding the forest part at least, not losing anything down south. And this is pretty good for Walther. He's got a nice base defensive position so far. He's holding north. He's just pretty much holding. And really, it can be a bit hard to push through Paris early on. It's not really till later on, really, especially sea phase, where you got all the bloody tanks and Panzer Grenadiers, is where you can make a nice mechanized push.
That is certainly true. We are seeing just this constant smoke being used. I'm always impressed by, first of all, how long the smoke actually holds.
Yeah.
And then secondly, how much smoke some of these flame troops have.
There's all 2-man guys. They got like 4 bloody smoke grenades, which I think is the most you can hold. I think they carry the most smoke grenades out of any infantry unit, maybe some others, but they're doing pretty bloody good. And he's meant to just skirmish around in his forest, and if he can get a bit closer, he can just burn baby burn.
Yeah, I'm very, very surprised. I actually also seeing CDP Voltigieres We don't usually see those guys coming out. I think, for me at least anyway, I don't really see them coming out a whole lot. Actually, in fact, I don't really think we see a lot of people bringing in officer infantry in phase A. Am I wrong on that? I
For
don't think it's happening too
French?
much. Yeah, I mean, I realize the Voltigeurs are an integral part of that kind of leadership idea.
Sometimes you do. I mean, there's also some players who don't like taking the command infantry for French
Hmm.
because you just rather have more firepower infantry, especially with how low of infantry numbers you have for the French armor division. But I
Hmm.
really like his push that Harry Spider's trying to do down south, as he's pretty much got a pretty clear shot, but he's going to try and break through that Puma. And that's going to be a bit of a tough fight, even though the Greyhound and Puma, both have 2-star veterancy, but the Puma really has a slight advantage, I think.
True, true. Now, one thing that is going to help him get through there, though, are those two Stuarts moving on in.
Oof, yeah. Very good in this map, because they got all the bloody machine guns, nice and cheap. Really good for close-range fighting.
Yes, and unfortunately for the Germans over here, the Panzerschreck team, the marauding team that's going to be perfectly placed, well, gets aggressed on and he's not going to enjoy that very much.
Nope, no they're not at all. So yeah,
I have to say, please, by all means.
Yeah, Harry Spider's just amassing this little tank force here. And this is a really good area for tanks down south. It's much more open compared to pushing up north in the town, but still having some cover, where, using those French light tanks is going to help out quite a bit.
Indeed. Now, I do like seeing this B2 coming over here from the Germans. This is definitely going to slow the entire thing down, I would say, to almost a crawl.
Yeah, I mean, the bloody Greyhounds and Stuarts are going to have a hard time penetrating into rather thick boy. So, and also, B2, even though it can kill those tanks, but it's definitely going to stress them out with its big-ass howitzer. Even in the rephase road, taking some heavy hits.
Well, yep, and that's thick with two C's, by the way, not a K, right?
Yep.
I was going to say I really do love Walther's position in the north, but while of course neither player is really going to aggress too much with that open field, with that long arterial.
Yeah.
I really do love the kind of defense in depth that he has going on, and I kind of regret he wasn't able to establish that over here to the south.
I do like how he has the Pack 40 back a bit more, especially against French, because if they're going to push you, they're going to push you hard. So you want to kind of have that backup defensive, final defensive line, aka the 75mm Pack 40. To stop any of those tanks from completely breaking through.
Indeed, and it's up north, yeah, Panhard MG, okay, two Voltigeurs, and Mazooks, okay, yeah, so not a whole lot's going to be happening there for quite a bit of time. I think you called it right. I think the southern side is where the entire, Schwerpunkt, if you will be happening. Now, one thing I'm hoping for, and I don't know if this is going to happen in our maps today, I don't know if you have any visibility on that. I'd love to see a nice open map where we get ourselves some great kind of vehicle play. Yeah. I would love to see a copycat with a couple of armor divisions on both sides. I know it's a vain hope, but I'd love to see that happen.
You just want to see a big-ass tank battle. Pretty much a Kursk. I'd like to see that too. Just Panthers and Fireflies going at it.
The funny thing is, and I have to thank Tick for this, for opening my eyes to this, we say Kursk as being this massive tank battle. Dubno. Look up Dubno.
Yeah, all the BTs.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry?
All the BTs and T-26s.
Yes. Without the kind of majesty of the charging T-34s against Tigers, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in any case, we are going to see that that triple threat through that half track of this M8 and the Stuart, and that's going to be a meat grinder. German infantry is not going to be anywhere close to that.
Yep, and the problem with the Paris infantry early on is they don't have much long range. I mean, against tanks they don't have anything bloody long range, of course, but especially against infantry, it's all just rifles really that you're using. It's not till, I mean, B phase got some good CQC guys. But it's not until C phase where you get classic Panzer Grenadiers who can really tear stuff up in open ground. And this is a really good push from Harry Spider. He's pushing a bit up north too for his northern middle arterial with some Voltigeurs and half tracks. He's got airplanes flying around. He's doing really bloody well, and he's managed to keep his stuff alive, and that's definitely a very important thing for the French. As you want to try to keep your stuff alive, trade efficiently. So once the game does reach later stages, you still have something to hold on to.
Got you. You keep making rock songs appear in my head right there. I think it's strategy. First, hold on loosely and don't let go. If you cling too tightly as the French, you will lose control. And really, their job is to be staying alive.
Yep, staying alive.
Exactly. They are ladies' men. Just ask any French woman, I'm sure. The Flak 39 to the north, though, yeah, you might be bringing in those flame troops a little bit too close.
Yeah.
The small mercies, at least those are pioneers. They're not the two-man flame squads, so a little bit more durable.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and the JU-80, I didn't even see the JU-80 come on in. Okay.
Ooh.
So they've devastated their own infantry, but they have at least destroyed completely any attacking French infantry. So that's a decent, I would say, call.
Yeah, that's a good call. And he's still flying around. He may want to probably have an evac bug or Winchester bug, but fortunately, it's not a lot of AA3. He's just gonna fly around willy-nilly.
No, and you know what? I think I'd rather have the tanks be shooting at the aircraft as opposed to my infantry on the ground.
Fair point.
Aircraft doesn't take territory, infantry wins battles. And finally, at long last, we see the first bit of indirect fire support coming out for the French. Not sure.
I think it's just a 60mm mortar.
Yeah, I want to say it's a very small stovepipe. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's like a 60mm mortar. You can get an A phase.
But yep, yeah, it's definitely a Winchester bug at this point because yeah, there we go. At long last, maybe he was just using that to abuse their attack moves.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if that's exactly what he's doing, that's absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen someone do that before.
Definitely a bit of an unorthodox strategy, yeah. I want my plane to get shot at.
Exactly.
That's the plan. Says no one ever.
Panhard, oh, sorry, 204. Wannabe Panhard is just racing on through there. I'm not sure I'd really want to be that close. Oh, no, they revealed his position.
Yeah,
They're coming out in the open, and that's not going to be particularly ideal.
I also want to note the B2 in the middle just got completely annihilated by a 6-pounder.
Oh, jeez. I was waiting for that to be like the... Oh, that's probably both the camels back. But definitely more effective than it was. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, this is some lovely pushing here from Harry Spider. Managing to attack north by coming down south and then hooking around instead of going through a big open field. Yeah, it's definitely a very good play, and he's managing to make some very nice territories. You see, Walter's forces up north are very holed up in its small little pocket, and it's just not looking too good.
No, actually, I'm very surprised. I think he definitely suckered me, and I don't know about you, but he suckered me into thinking that the south is where the entire battle was going to be fought, and then all up and down the line. He's working the right, he's working his left, he's working the center.
Yeah, Harry Spider has a lot of legs, and he's spreading them all over the map.
It's not without losses, as we see, of course, one of those half-tracks going on down there. But is this ground support coming in? Nope, still that same Spitfire.
Yeah.
Or second one, actually. Once went off.
It's definitely interesting seeing like a French player use Spitfires for strafing range. Because you only really see people do that with like Polish armor division, for example. The Spitfire isn't as good for strafing, but, you know, it can still strafe stuff. And trying to keep our Pack 40s suppressed is definitely top priority for Harry Spider.
So I do see one of the stewards has gone down. Do we know what killed that? Down to the south?
I didn't catch it. We can Nori's just checking history afterwards.
Yeah, just out of curiosity. It does look like Walter's position is kind of falling apart. And we are to phase B though too, so we can get some of that close combat support that he's looking for, as well as that pack track moving down to the south to engage armored vehicles. What can happen? How the heck is Walter supposed to bring this back?
Well, on B phase he can get RRAs, which are pretty decent CQC infantry. He can get 1 Stug, 1 Panzer IV, some of those like raid pack tracks and mortars, which will help out a bit. But I think for Walter, he just wants to try to maybe pop his pimple in the northern middle area, try to just get an infantry in it, to try to get back a bit of ground. And maybe try to push through the town. I think that's going to be his best bet, as that's where Harry Spider, there's a weak underbelly of Harry Spider at the moment.
Well, the JU-88 is going to come in and completely wallop this northern push. Question is, will he die? And I don't know.
I don't know.
I sincerely do not know.
The Spitfire doesn't have a good angle on him.
No, he doesn't. And it's a wide turn.
It's a very wide turn. I'm going to say JU-188 is going to get out of the air.
It's going to be real close.
It's going to be very close.
That 188 doesn't have much. Oh, wow. Yep. Yeah, he's smoking, but he's making it out. And so, are we going to see that infantry? Where's that infantry coming in? Okay, I think we have an ROA coming in the south. I might be wrong. I think, yeah, they start with 1 star, I want to say, right?
Yeah, they're 1 star veterancy, the ROA. I don't know. I think they may come in, like another truck, but heck, we'll see.
I thought the Opel Blitzes, but maybe I'm wrong. Don't want to waste too much on the Russians, of course. And I have to laugh about the Bavarians carrying their Bren wannabe, the FM-24.
Yeah, it's such a... I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just a Bren gun statistically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does look like Harry Spider's trying to set up Walther for a knockout blow, though.
Up
We have
north.
ourselves a nice big Sherman coming on in, the M4A3 upgun.
Ooh.
Mortar, in the meantime, is starting to shell the German positions at 81 mil, by the way. If we have the 60 mil, I want to say, who's the 60 mil? Is that the British stuff, basically, right?
60 mil is American. The Brits have like a small 50 mil.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure who the 81 millimeters from then.
80,
I guess
I think both German. 81's American.
83. I want to say was a German.
I think a German was either 80 or 82. I know the Russian was 82 or something. I don't know.
If memory serves, though, there were a couple of guys who went and made their calibers slightly different. So that way, it was the Russians. Okay.
Yeah, it was the Russians who did, yeah.
And yep, there's the ROAs coming into the north. Yep, those guys had that 1 star and they're in the Opal Blitzes. So we can see them deploying down to the south as well. Ooh, not half track. Anti-air position does go down, and the German mortars are 50 mil.
Yeah, it's a small 50 mil, yeah. But it's not going to do well against an 81 mil. It does not have range.
Yeah, well, especially we don't have any HE.
Smoking it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Maybe it would make him, like, cough to death.
Well, you know what? They say that smoking kills.
It does.
Oh,
really
D520 going after the Spitfire.
Oh, the D5 does have the turn advantage, and JU-188 coming in to help.
Okay, if the 188 ever gets an airplane kill, I think I would probably. Oh my gosh, this is a bit close. The 520's gonna get something here.
What a dogfight!
That's one, and the 520. As much as we malign that thing, somehow getting a kill.
It's not the best fighter by any means, but it has the best turn radius in game. So, in a dogfight, it will be able to get behind anything, which is nice. It just doesn't have the firepower to do much.
I want to say, I think didn't the Japanese take some German airplanes at some point? I want to say the Hayabusa, the army airplane, I think was based on the 520. I might be wrong on that one. I'm sure someone out there's gonna set me straight, but for some reason, I feel like the 520 was definitely used as a Japanese platform. I
think it's French.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Then I'm happy you sent me straight though. That makes me feel good. All right. Meantime, though, the knockoff 88's back on the field. The Flak 36, things I could do diddly squat.
Yeah, it's gonna keep the skies clear, at least.
You know, I desperately wish that the flak guns of this caliber, no pun intended, were a little bit more effective in shocking away the airplanes. I feel like they're always very underpowered as it pertains to air power.
I'd say you're in a pretty good spot, really.
I mean, the DPS behind it, though. I mean, if you watch how much they stress out compared to the Flak 36s, the Robowinds, the Ostvins, like those kinds of the multi-cannon platforms, as opposed to
it's because they shoot
shot.
faster.
Yes,
it's like lots of small things, and then like the one big thing only happens every now and again.
Well, all the small things in truth care, that what it brings really is that I'd rather take one lift than all that other extra stuff, I suppose.
Oh, look, he's got shots in the French mortar piece, yo.
Ooh.
Very tight shot. Yo, the mortar piece is now moving, but damn, that was tight. Jeez.
I was distracted by the 520 coming in and being sent right back out without doing anything whatsoever. Casual little flyby at best. Ooh, and a 155 off-map call-in is here, which means the Germans are going to really be losing their positions pretty quick.
Yep.
Center west.
But this is not looking good for Walther at all. He's really been on the defensive entirety of this match, which makes sense because he's the Paris defense division. But maybe when C phase hits, he will have the forces, the Pantograms, the heavy tanks.
Okay, see, there we go. See, one shot. Watch the stress. Very minimalistic. At the absolute. Oh, never mind.
No,
okay.
he gets pinned
but the
there.
point being is that he got maybe 10, 15% of the absolute most. It doesn't seem to do enough bang for the buck, in my mind.
Fair enough.
As a dedicated anti-tank platform, I mean, yeah, by all means. But the 520s get another kill. And I dare say it's going to happen again here, too.
I think it is. They're getting right behind him. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, that Spitfire's toast. See,
which is a huge deal. That's a lot of suppression being lost right there.
During the Battle of Britain, Luftwaffe didn't need Messerschmitt 109s, it just needed a bunch of D5 trannies.
or more modern bombers. A second 188 has
And
been
that too.
purchased. A second 180 has been purchased, and this is the only way he's even able to hold on to the territory he's got currently,
Yeah.
which is kind of shocking.
Yeah, he's inflicting some good casualties against the French, and like I always say, the French don't have that much infantry. They are going to run out eventually, especially if Harry's been using them, like up north. Like all the infantry has pretty much become toast. But Walther, he has reserves and reserves to rely on. The main thing is Harry Spider, he's meant to keep his more, scary units alive, such as the tanks, the bloody 76 Sherman. Yeah, 76 Sherman is going to be vitally important later in the game to try to keep away the Axis heavy tanks. We've also seen the 2-star Stug being brought out, so maybe that can be just the firepower that Walther needs to push through.
Yeah, you say that, but between the 6-pound, excuse me, yeah, well, 57 mil in this division, but 6-pounder as well as that AT and RT. I don't know if the stroke's going to be enough. In fact, you'll see it. He's right on the edge of that. Artillery is going to go right back into it too. So there's going to be a lot of HP damage being done there.
Yeah, and there goes the anti-aircraft gun getting popped by the Sherman.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I think Walther is probably should consider giving up the City of Lights here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
520 coming on in desperately, trying to be the discount Spitfire, and you can see how little he does in terms of panic.
Yeah, not a good strafing plane, only does 4 HE damage, so I believe the Spitfire does 6 at least.
I think you're right.
Because it got 220 mils. But the force in the middle just being...
Watch the pack track get taken out by the artillery strike. That'd be awful. I mean, obviously for Walther, but I'm just
he's good.
Insane. Ooh, did you see that Pack 3 that got snuck in? I didn't even see that come on in.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been on hold fire the entire time. But now he's been spotted, and he is forced to retreat.
Yes, he is. So, like you said, it seems like the entire goal here is just to exhaust the French infantry and then desperately try to counterattack. But when we see things like this DCA M15, like you saw, all the extra tanks, will Walther have enough punch?
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Walter's been taking quite a lot of casualties, and meaning the nice heavy tanks are nice, but you need to have all the other stuff still alive to help support it. Like you can't just. I mean, he did get the Panther now, and maybe up north with his northern force he could push into his open field. That'd be definitely nice. Because you've just got to realize, in the French, in the open field, like a full-on open field, max range engagements, they can't kill the Panther, as they only have 13 AP.
But you got to get there first.
You got to get there first. It is the difficult part, and Harry Spider does have good positions.
This could be an amazing bombing run, or it's gonna be awful, and it's awful. Yeah. I was saying that could be perfect. You might have been able to get just behind that attack. That would have been absolutely insane.
Yeah. But nope, the Sapper is going to be able to fall back and fight another day. But yeah, Walther really needs to make a push. He's down by almost 900 points. And I think he's really going to bank it on his northern assault. And I think that will be the best for him.
That sounds about right. Stroog is desperately trying to support the allied German infantry in the center here. And I think Harry Spider, though, is definitely playing to his advantage, though, too. The French do have a range advantage for the most part. Those machine guns reach out and touch people. And like you said, the Paris does not have the same kind of MG support that would otherwise need.
Yeah, look, at close range tank fights, Harry Spider really has the advantage. And also stabilizers and the Shermans and Stuarts, etc., which helps out quite a bit. Well, really, Walther, I mean, he's doing his northern push at the moment. It's really going to come down to his northern push. We are seeing a 2-star 76 being brought out, which will be quite a bit of a pain in the ass to deal with, especially if you've managed to position it behind a tree line or something, so we can wait for the Pam to get closer and get a close range shot. But max range engagement, Shermans can't really do much. They're going to have to get at least 1 kilometer range to have a somewhat decent chance of penetration.
I mean, yeah, even from straight stats by itself.
Yeah.
A small blessing for him. The sappers have been pushed away, which means that a lot of the devastation that could have befallen that particular Panther, well, that's a little bit less. And I do like we finally see some proper combined arm tactics to the north. Aufklärung kind of moving on in to screen. We have the lighter vehicles there. We have Landesschützen to walk and take hits.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Exactly, and he's bringing up more infantry to help out in this fight. It's just really be able to push fast enough, because that 76 Sherman managed to get into a good defensive position. And it's going to be engaging with the Panther, and yeah, the Panther's going to have the advantage on it. And Harry Spider knows that, he's going to pull back.
Yes, well, he has been able to take out the Strug in the meantime. I think the Strug went down courtesy of that 76 mil, who also took out the pack track as well.
Yeah, it's middle.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. There's nothing here to stop it. It's not Harry Spider's going to be flanking this northern assault with his Greyhound and 76, and if he manages to flank out Panther G, that would not be pretty.
No, it would not.
And he tried to bomb the 76 as it's heading up north, but only managed to knock it down to half morale.
Well, had he been able to hit it head on, it'd been a much different story. But I think moving north-south, it definitely saved him. Can you imagine being another 50 meters back and seeing him right along that curve as opposed to coming out of that turn? It'd been a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for a second we see some desperate anti-tank tactics happening here, but no, the infantry goes down, which is going to keep the Germans completely isolated.
Oh, this Panther's buggered. I mean, he's cut off from his main line, so all the units inside the area pretty much have a pretty big morale debuff. So they're not doing good.
Oh, they're certainly not doing well at all. What was that at the beginning? Okay, another 204, big stinking deal. Yep. And now we're down to the Falaise pocket in the north, really. Which I think about it, it's kind of appropriate too. There's like one tank, a few, a handful of infantry. Yeah, these guys are
Yeah, and they're being surrounded by a bunch of foreign troops. Oh god, the Panther's going to try and break back towards his own lines, but
only gripe I have right now. This is when you should be pushing the Sherman from the west as well.
Yeah.
Only gripe. That's it.
Oh yeah, because he could get a good rear shot on that Panther at least. But yeah, here he goes. He's going to be engaging the Greyhound. Greyhound's going to get first shot. Of course, it bounces. And kaboom.
Now, foreseeable death, yeah.
Sherman's going to get... Sherman's trying to move up to attack. Oh, this is risky.
But the Panther's firing at the obvious target. There we go. Okay, so now what's left? Now we see another Ju-188 trying to go after the Sherman. As the same time we see the lightning moving gun is that both guys are going after the heavy battle tank. And no, he goes down. The Western Sherman gets it.
Oh, that was a really beautiful flanking maneuver from Harry Spider. He sees the opportunity, breaking through middle, and yeah, I mean you've got a Panther being brought into the middle to try to scrounge things up, but the French just have too much ground. They're starting to lose units now. Don't have as much as they did before, but they have really good defensive positions. And there's only 14 minutes left in this match. Harry Spider,
it's +3.
Yeah, Harry Spider's pretty much taking this run home.
I would not be surprised to see it. Wait, what took out the Sherman?
Maybe
was that the 204? No.
Maybe. Could have been a 204.
No.
Yeah.
No, 204 just took out the half track to the west.
I don't know, we're seeing the history tab.
Indeed. P4 coming on in finally at long last, and another Ju-188. Please don't tell me he's going to drop... Okay, I thought he was going to drop his bombs pretty much everywhere, and I was going to say, dude, buy a dinner first, do something. Be a little more classy. Half track, I'm probably getting some stress out of this. And the Sherman, of course, just says, ha ha ha. I have, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think about this right now. What, 80 millimeters of armor?
Are we talking about effective armor, or how much physical armor there is on the tank?
Yeah, whichever one's closer to my answer.
Probably 90 millimeters of effective armor.
I have to admit, I probably know the German stuff a little bit better, and it's been a while since I've covered that. 204 is getting nice and close, though. Crew's knocked out over here on that Sherman. They gotta get another guy inside. Sapeurs are coming back in, though, and just outside of the range of the bazooka.
Yep.
But this is going to be a dead guy no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, the M15 going to be completely suppression that little French recon car. And a Panther in the middle. I mean, you've also got a Tiger being brought in, so Walther's just bringing in all the heavy tanks. It's not really going to work out, but at the same time, Walther doesn't really have any other tools in his arsenal to really try to dislodge the French. He doesn't really get rocket artillery, which just kind of sucks. I mean, maybe some Panda Grenadiers would help out. But no, he's getting some good kills in the middle. He's almost killed a 6-pounder. The half-tracked and infantry are pretty much getting hit anytime they show their face. But the 76 Sherman from the south is coming. We got another 76 Sherman coming into the middle as well. And Harry Spider, this is good defensive position, so I don't think the D520s are going to do much here. On that
you want to see to the P4 of the North? Oh, I just thought the P4 of the North might have been able to take out the upgun. I mean, statistically, he can do it. It's going to be a much more difficult process.
Yeah, and the upgun does have the range.
What you were saying, too, about Panzer Grenadiers, I don't know. Even bringing in the light MGs at this point is not going to make any difference. It's too much in the way of vehicle firepower.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those 76 Shermans. The nice thing that Harry Spider's managed to do is he's traded efficiently the entire match. He hasn't lost a single 76 Sherman, which is important because...
I think he's lost one. No, two.
Oh, he's lost one, and yeah, okay.
The one in the north, at least. I think he lost a second one on top of that. So he had, I think, 3 going into that engagement to the north, at least. I think he had lost one by then. Anyway.
But he's managed to keep most of them alive, and most of his tanks alive for the majority of the match. Now he's starting to take losses, but... I mean, for the last 10 minutes, it's not really unexpected for French. But he's managed to capture the ground. He's managed to get some good kills and really slow down Walther enough. Yeah, even if Walther was to push all the way through, he's not going to have enough points to really take his back. It's going to take him too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got all the J188s are doing some pretty decent bombing runs as they're stressing out everything, but... not really getting any of those important kills.
Yeah, I was going to say that really the 188s have kept this a very, very amusing game.
Yep.
Harry Spider has been... This would have been over 10 minutes ago without the 188s.
Yeah, they've been slowing down the French just enough to keep Walther somewhat in the game. And Walter's back to a plus run, or losing by a plus run now, which is better than losing by a +3, that's for sure. But still, he can't really do anything in his heavy tanks as he has nothing to screen for him. So they're just sitting around doing nothing. And that Tiger, you know, he's going to have to wait for the supply truck to come out.
Can we just also be surprised, but this is the first supply truck in the entire game?
Huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I mean, we can certainly believe it. There's been enough losses on both sides. But I would expect that
is weird.
The KD in this is probably going to be something on the order of 2 to 1.
Yeah, I'm going to say so too. And that is weird how it's a first supply truck, because that German 50mm mortar has been out of ammo for a long bloody time.
I'm not saying he's going to be able to turn things back around by itself, but he could have done something.
Yeah, and even the French mortar over here, the 81mm, he's been out of ammo for quite a long time.
Everything, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so... yeah, supply trucks, they're usually pretty good to get, I think. I'd highly recommend supply trucks. 10 out of 10.
Well, the Russians are coming.
Yeah.
A little bit last of, I think just meager resistance here. I might be wrong. And I think it's fairly safe to say that Harry Spider's going up 1-0.
Yeah, he's going to be taking his first match for sure. And he played the French really well. I really love seeing that. Oh, the Tiger goes down the middle.
Yeah, gets declawed.
Yeah, absolutely. Shreked by the Sherman. But I really love seeing that French aggressive play. He did all the maneuver warfare, and it's a lot of fun seeing, you know, more like maneuver, you know, flexible battles rather than just a big stalemate where both sides just hit each other head on. Like, I really love seeing just good flanking maneuvers, and Harry Spider's managed to provide that in droves. Yeah, he's been losing quite a few planes. His D520s have been a rather tough customer, jeez.
Yeah, this actually might be the only thing that could take that 2-1 kill back to nothing.
Yeah, I think the P-38's just gonna get out. Yes, this has the speed. Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that was some high flying from the D520. I really want to see the KD in those D520s because they've been
supreme.
They've been supreme. They've been managed to at least keep the French out of the air, which is very important because you kind of need the air power to. You kind of need to keep the airspace under your control to do as J188 and another Tiger up north.
Yeah, but again, that's about 20 minutes too late.
Yeah.
And Spitfires, actually, for some reason, I kind of feel like I'm surprised he has any Spitfires left. I feel like they've just been dying right, left, and center.
Yeah, he's probably like the last one or two left. Got a J188 coming in up north. Yo.
There goes a couple of the scout cars, I imagine. No.
Nope.
Actually, nothing dies. Nothing whatsoever. Do the Germans finally lose an airplane, though, is the question.
That is the question.
I think that's one area. The Luftwaffe, surprisingly enough, has been on point.
Yeah, he's gonna lose that G188.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, and down she goes.
Second Tiga engaging a scout car, you big bully.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to take us to ×2 at 39?
Or why not? I do appreciate the fact though that Walther is playing this out. He's not going just tapping out.
3, 2, 1, ×2.
He's not tapping out. He's hanging tough.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing the long game. He's doing the Bobby Fischer attack.
He's playing true Paris defense, defending to the last man, you know.
Well, exhaust your opponent, make him tired for the later games, you know.
Oh, 76 Sherman goes down south, and up north. Oh, there we go.
I was in the one up north. You saw the one down south. Who's
down south? RRA.
Oh, yeah, nice. There we go. Way to go, Russians.
But way too late for really to make much of a difference. So,
shockingly, 2 more squads of infantry were coming on in. So I think we really.
Oh wow, the JD is actually pretty.
Oh wow, it's really tight.
Probably because it's towards the end, I think.
Yes, and then I would say probably because of the airplane stuff as well.
Yeah, airplane stuff helped out quite a bit. Looking at the kills for the French, yeah, the 76ers really being the MVPs for Harry Spider. Yeah, managing to knock out pretty much all the tanks, And looking at the losses. Yeah, D5 Trenny, one of them shot down 2 Spitfires on a P-38, which is...
The other one got another Spitfire, another Lightning. Damn. So Lightning struck twice. Spitfires went down, a nice little trip kill right there.
Yeah.
Wow. But nothing else punched out above its weight, though, was a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem with Walther. That's the tough thing with Paris, is that it's hard to get back in momentum after really being pretty defensive for those first 20 minutes. I mean, you can do offensive maneuvers, but you're like an infantry division. You're very slow with doing those offensive maneuvers, and you don't have enough tanks to throw away to be able to do it, because you only get like 1 per tank, really, unless you get a bunch of crappy, like, Renault 35s. But very good play from Harry Spider. I do want to just answer a few questions, Joe, that I got on chat. I don't know, right?
Go for it.
Dimitri, I have no idea why your message was retracted. I didn't do that, but these games are kind of live. They're semi-live. So the games are being played right now as we speak. But we're just doing the replays afterwards. We're not casting them live because there's issues with that, essentially. Bugs out.
Well, the client itself is a little...
It's buggy. We've had issues with it before, and we'd rather just play it safe and just do the replays, essentially. And yes, the Sherman at the end got killed by RRA and the Tiger. Yep. So I think that's all I have to say for this match.
That certainly seems fair. I think what we will do then, we're going to kick it on over to the pause screen for just a second. So folks, don't go away. More of the finals action is going to come to you. But we'll be back in just a second.
Yep, we'll see you again.
Well, folks, we're back with game 2 over here of the Season 2 finals. We are going into the town of St. Mariglees, and it looks like we're going to have a little bit of an identity swap here. What do we got going on?
Indeed, we are. So Walther will be playing as the French this time on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, Harry Spider will be playing as the 91st Luftlander Division. So we're going to see if Walther can pull off the same French victory as Harry Spider did. And he looks like he's playing pretty heavily up north.
One thing I am noticing that's very similar about both their builds is that we are going to see a lot of flame troops early on.
Which makes sense in that town. You got to burn,
Yes,
baby,
it does.
burn. But yeah, it's quite funny. Walter seems like he's been a pretty heavy push up north. Well, Harry Spider, he's got quite a lot of units down south, including an A-phase stew. So
Yes.
they're both going to be hitting into each other's flanks, essentially.
Oh, wow. It looks like... Oh, no, 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 no. The Germans, a lot of the Germans are going towards that town.
Oh, okay, I see.
Interesting. It's a very nifty move.
Yeah, we're going to see how this ends up playing out, I guess.
In fact, yeah, 4 squads worth. We got 3 squads and some recon troops moving on in there. I am surprised by how much French stuff is going to the north. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see a grindy fight right through the center. But would you really pick the north to try to make a breakthrough?
It is tough because you got all those apple orchards as well as forests that you have to break through. It's a very good defensive position for sure.
Yes.
For sure. And even if you look back towards the right of that position, there's lots of good positions for the defender to hold on to. And in these forest close range areas with Feldjägers and Panzerschrecks, it's rather scary to push through, especially with all these apple fields.
Yep. My guess is we'll probably see... Oh, no, wow. We're actually going to see some Flammenwerfer troops as well. I'm surprised by that. I was almost expecting to see Ulig coming on out, but that is not going to be the case. We're seeing a nice little grab bag of material. French mortar is definitely going to put their hurt on the early German fortunes, and Panzer Abwehrs and Schrecks to the north, so I don't imagine this M8 is too long for this world.
Yeah, I mean, he's... Oh no, he is pretty much... He's almost in range of the Panzerschreck. No, not anymore. He's managed to move out of it at least. But with the mortar, if Walter can just, get some good mortar hits, those Feldjäger troops pretty much buggered. No, look, completely surrounded, but, they're paratroopers.
They're meant to be surrounded, yeah, exactly.
The Feldjäger operators don't have that paratrooper buffio, huh?
No, they don't,
That's
but they are
weird.
recon troops. I know, it's weird.
Okay, it's because they're recon troops, I believe that's right.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it does look like we're going to have another Shrek squad being brought on in, or is this another Abwehr squad? Probably. It's got to be Shrek, I'm sure. I don't think he's like... Oh, no, it is... Yeah, it's a Shrek squad, okay. I'd be very surprised if he's going to invest that much into it early on, but the Abwehr is going to take out at least this half-track. Oh, he's holding fire, aligning. The stars align. No, he's not. Oh!
Damn!
And this Stewart takes a habit and...
Absolutely.
He might be able to get off one more round. Maybe. Probably not, though.
Oh, he's going to. And, that was definitely worthwhile to keep that Abwehr squad, back a bit, because that paid off. That really paid off.
You think that Walter got tricked by the fact they took out a Panzerschreck squad and the Abwehr just kind of snuck on in?
Yeah, exactly. He probably thought, okay, I already killed one of them. There's no way he has 2. He then proceeds to have another. But it's looking really good for Walter. He's got a +1 point advantage, lots of ground up north. And, okay, except for the town. The town's not looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, the map right now kind of looked like a turtle for a second, sticking his head out of a shell.
Holy crap, it does look like a turtle. That really does look like a turtle. I'm just hiding the HUD here. And that... I mean, you got, the eye, kind of. It's a bit of a weird eye, but that's very turtle-y.
I was going to start going for Pokemon for a second, but I realized that my knowledge of after first generation is not great.
There's literally an eye in the turtle face now. Look at it. And there's a smoke thing for the... That is some Steel Division art.
Now we're sending this a little bit too far.
That was some Steel Division art, right? Yeah, but anyway, back to... I guess there's a whole match being played.
Oh, wait, Shrek's in play. He's going to be... Oh my gosh, the M8's going right into him. Shots up. Bailed out. Well done. There we go. Yeah. So bailed out, that's, not as good as a wink there.
Yep, and he's going to get the finishing blow for sure.
Down to the south, I'm interested. The Stu-42 has not done anything. The Flammenwerfer, excuse me, the Flame Troops for the French have not done anything either. In fact, they're just still kind of hunkering down. No one knows where anyone else is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 50-50. The French have taken the north. The Germans have gone around them to the south once again, as in history.
What a weird, like, early 5 minutes of this match. But it's just good play from Harry Spider. As you realise that, okay, Walther pretty much put all those eggs up north. I'm going to try and push down south. And even though he's not, mechanized or armor division, he's managed to grab a lot of ground very quickly.
Well, and I do think that Walter's made the right call. We do see a Wolverine coming on in the M10. And frankly, that's going to be more than enough to measure up against any single, stew, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be more than enough firepower to really deal with anything. It's just he needs infantry as well to help rout out those Feldjägers. Because those Feldjägers are a pain in the ass to fight one-on-one.
Now, interestingly, we see an anti-air piece being brought onto the center part of the map. In fact, going to the southern side of that town, I can't help but wonder if it might not be a better idea to set it up inside the little, let's say, complex where the Fallschirmjägers were previously, just a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
And use that to suppress the north. You have some great, obvious fire lanes, I would say. And even that horseshoe keeps your troops in relative safety.
Yeah, it does. It does. Very nice little farmhouse.
Yeah.
It'd probably be blown up before the match ends.
I think it's probably true of that. I've little doubt there. Now, oh yep, and there's the Flak 38. He's gonna be engaging that Stuart. He's not gonna do anything to it.
Yeah.
What a shame. And very slowly walking back home. Good plan. Now, one thing already we are seeing differently between Walther versus Harry Spider's play is that I would say the French are not quite as conservation-minded as...
Yeah, he's lost some pretty big stuff. Like, losing both of those Greyhounds is a pretty big deal so early on. And yes, Rip the Turtle, Forbidden Archives. It's now like... It's like Jello pudding now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, Thanksgiving's coming up soon, so I'll take that. That's fine. In the meantime, though, Shrek Squad and Fallschirmjägers, again, they're going to hold that fort, and the Germans, shockingly enough, have not really bled too much for this town.
No, they have not. And down south, Harry Spider's got a Pak 40, and really he almost killed the M10, yeah.
We just need one more shot. Oh,
nope,
never mind.
Nope. Just the tree line blocking his line of sight, and Spitfire's coming in for that strafing run. But
and the Flak 38 says, okay, I don't really... Oh, there he is, my bad. And the Stew's just going to keep the M10 running, which is totally fine. He's got 28 rounds of HE. That'll be fine.
Yeah, that Stew's in a lovely position. Because you can see stuff coming down the road too. Which, I mean, you only get like 1 or 2 shots. It's not the best line of sight, but, you can easily just pull back and hide. That's a really good position for that Stew.
Oh, and let's also be very, very cognizant of the fact that while it's not like you said, great line of sight looking into the arterial to the north, even if you shock and slow down the infantry coming in on trucks for the most part, that gives you an inordinate force advantage.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Now we already see Fallschirmjägers asserting their dominance for quite a bit of time yet. Ooh, wait, there's a B3 to the north, takes out a Stuart. And only 3 rounds as well. Of course, there's a Spitfire now, so probably not going to make it out. Pretty close.
He has enough distance, at least, to maybe get out.
It's close. It's going to be super, super close. No, I think I read someplace that the Spitfire had... Oh, just at the end. Spitfire had enough ammunition for something like 16 seconds of consecutive fire. I don't know if that's true or not. That seems like such a small amount of time. Good lord.
Yeah, those fighter airplanes, even today, it just don't carry a lot of ammo.
Well, at this point, I don't really want to risk my life on cannon fire. I think I'd rather go with the missiles that I think we carry now.
Same here. Same here. Yeah, but losing that B3 is huge. That's 200 points, as Mickey just pointed out. And that's a very useful tool for knocking out tanks. So, and they only killed an 80-point short of it, so not the best trade, unfortunately, for Harry Spider. But he's making good progress down south. He's pretty much cut off the town entirely.
But I'm happy he's making progress down south, because to the north he's getting his butt whooped.
Yeah.
So how does he reverse this? What does he do?
Harry Spider?
Yes.
Probably try to retake the northern side a bit. I mean, he has tank advantage, as even at 139H, can pretty much kill everything up north, because only Walther has stuff here to slow down a push, but not enough to really stop a push. It's just meat grinder, Volta gears, and half tracks that he has to break through. And he can do that. We got one Stuart being brought in now, but it's going to take him a bit of time to get to the front line. And Harry Spider has the town, pretty much. Kind of. It's
he's
like
got shattered squads.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'd say he has the town. I'd say he has a tenuous grip to be sure, but calling that he's got it, I'm a little shaky.
I know,
on that.
it's a bit weird. At the same time, it's only Volta gears and stuff in there. It's not exactly, I mean, it's 1-2-man flamethrower squad, but that's really it.
Yes, but you have one Fallschirmjäger, and the emphasis is on one. And you have Ersatz-Truppen, which are going to fold quicker than a cheap card table.
Yeah.
Especially under flame attack. Those guys are going to get completely wrecked.
Like, usually, like, this far into a match, I usually feel like I have a good idea who has a chance, like, the best chance to get in a victory. But at this point, I have no bloody idea. Like, this is still anyone's game. Like, both sides have been given and taken just as much.
And we are into Phase B now, too. So, some real good flame troops moving on to the front as we speak. And I don't know. Actually, I don't think the Germans are not going to hold on to the territory. They've fought back to a 50-50 split here, but they're going to lose this town, and with it, 2 or 3% pretty easily. It's going to be a +1 again for Walther.
Yeah.
But another AA piece being brought into this. Oh no, he's being redeployed, I think. Nope, never mind. That's a different AA piece altogether, isn't it?
One. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. They're only 40 points. You can just buy them by a handful.
I am amused by the fact that the Stu 42 is going to be engaging the town from the west.
I'm still here, guys.
I'm a relevant force, I swear. And half tracks on them on a little bit of a jaunt around the world here.
Yeah.
Going after the Kubelwagen, and the Flak 38 might be able to turn him into mush, or he might go out. We'll see.
I know the Stu's coming in.
Weapons
The
jammed.
Flak 40.
You know, it'd be kind of nice. I'd love to see the Germans get a Sturmtiger in one of these versions. I would love to see that.
Steel Division 2. There's probably be a decent chance. I bet, like, in a DLC in Steel Division 2, that add, like, a Warsaw DLC, and then, boom, Sturmtiger, done. You can just wipe out an entire city block in one shot.
Well, come on. I mean, the Allies get the Avra.
I know. I really want to see a Sturmtiger 2 card. It'd be, I mean, there's got, like, Company of Heroes 2 it's in, but it's not. No, it's Company of Heroes 2. Even in that game,
no, it is Company of Heroes 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun in that game.
People gripe about the Death Starness of it all, but you know what? It's really hard to not enjoy it too much.
Yeah, I like seeing big explosions, Khan. I'm a simple man. When something goes boom, I'm like, that's cool. That's very
kind
cool.
of like that half track just now.
Yeah, kind of like a half track going kaboom.
Obligingly putting himself 250 meters away from an anti-tank gun. That's kind of a tough sell.
Yeah.
Flak 38s, they do not have the ammunition to force back the Spitfires, and again, we are seeing. I wonder if Walter just kind of like, you know what? I just got strafed to death this past match. You know, it's probably a good idea for me to do it myself.
Yeah.
I mean, if it worked last time,
do it again.
Yeah, if at first you succeed, definitely do it again. Ooh, so Pack 38 is engaging a Stuart to the north. He may not have long for this world. He's going to get stressed out pretty darn fast.
Yeah. And the Stuart does not have enough HCA at range to do really anything to the Pack 38.
I'm surprised he wasn't trying to engage with the machine guns. I guess he was a little bit out of range just yet, still, wasn't he?
Yeah, you had to get within 600 meters, and that Pack 38 was
650 or 700, yeah.
Just out of range.
Boutiquia is being forced on in. I'm surprised still that this M10 still alive. I mean, he's been thoroughly declawed, but I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah, now he's pretty much forced to stay all the way at the back and just try to lob shots at a distance. It's not going to be the best all the way back here, because its HE value for the cannon is not the greatest, but at least it's still alive. It's going to stop that Stu from just completely, saying, hey, it's open ground, I can push through. No, he's not.
True.
But this is still such a bizarre match. I mean, Harry Spider's now pushing through, he's getting a plus run. And as the longer the game goes on, Harry Spider does have that advantage because French runs out of stuff. But still, like, Walther has a good point advantage lead.
Well, not anymore. He's got a +2 over here. Wow. How did that just all vanish?
Yeah, up north. It's just, like I said earlier, up north, there wasn't anything to really defend. It's just stuff to slow down Harry Spider. And if you just get enough first sets trooping, you can really take anything.
Quantity has a quality all of its own.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I would like to see these guys start to engage in Nueve troops, but Nueve's they're pretty much worthless at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Pack 38 engaging the M8s, and while we probably will see the Panzer go on down, I think De Gaulle will get one last laugh. Oh, no, never mind. Pétain, sorry. Look at the wrong side of that. Some more infantry being brought to the center. Nothing too shaky. Imagine, wait, Pioneers. Actually, we haven't seen a whole lot of Pioneers. Sherm Pioneers, but not Pioneers.
Yeah, because Pioneers going to definitely help out in the town. But at the same time, Walther has Sappers, and they're pretty much the same thing with, you know, the satchel charges and everything. So it's going to be a big-ass grenade tossing match. It's like a Call of Duty Road at War
Indeed. Match. M10 goes down, by the way. Pack 40 finally took that out. Bringing in an M4A2, so a slight difference in build overall. We're not going to be seeing the upguns of previous times here.
Oh, off map.
Yes, I was just going to call that out as well. A 210 coming on in, which means that town's going to vanish in a puff of smoke and flame.
The off map is definitely what Harry Spider needs. It's just the little kick he needs to take out town. If he holds that town, he's in a really good position. As if you hold the town, you can push up north and capture it extremely easily.
I believe the Stu is going to go down.
Yeah, he seems pretty buggered. Unless that Pack 40 can come in just in time to save him, but doesn't seem to be the case.
Can, but you know what? Even if the Sherman starts to chase, you might see some really, really great sight lines here. In fact, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. If the Sherman's trying to chase the Stu. And wow, that nearness of that, you know, AT shell.
Yeah.
Pack 40's not going to get there in time.
No, he's not. He has quite a bit to go still. And, yeah, the Stu's buggered.
Yep. A valiant effort by him. But Harry Spider is almost getting all of his 8 legs into the town. He still has it pretty much surrounded. I am surprised by how this has not turned into a cauldron battle just yet. We will see a return strike there. Harry Spider loving that off map, and that's going to give it some great legs. There we go.
Yeah. And he's bringing in some infantry just in time to try and mop up the forces. Your Walther Sappers are being unaffected by the off map. So he's going to get a second off map to try to get them out of the buildings. But Sherman's there, and he's in a really good position now, Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing about it too. Ooh, Martyr moving on in. Okay.
Oof. Oh yeah, down range. Yeah, the Martyr. Because Experience is a clear shot down the road. Yes, it is. So the Martyr will have a fun time.
Technically, Sherman doesn't see him. Driver wounded. This could be it, folks. Andrew Shrek moves back. If he had just rushed forward, that could have been a very different engagement. Another barrage. There goes the tank. But there goes a lot of the French infantry, too.
Oof, yeah. We got some grenadiers being brought in to try and mop things up, to take back the town. And Harry Spider's position south of town is beautiful. With the Pack 40 there, it's going to be very hard to bring up reinforcements.
I dare say you're right. I'm enjoying seeing him using different kinds of artillery. We're so used to seeing the cluster, like we know exactly where the shells are going to be going. No, he's been calling quick TOT barrage. He's been doing the scatters, and he's been using them all. I would think for the most part, except for the placement of that first one, his off map for both games one and now the second one have been fantastic.
Yeah, they've been very good call-ins, and now with the rest of the infantry reinforcements being brought in, I think he's gonna have enough to retake that town or take it. No one really held a town for the majority of the match. It's been
Church is gone.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And that was one shell. One shell just landed on the church, and it turned into like, oh my gosh, not Where Eagles Dare. What's the one about the Germans trying to kidnap Winston Churchill? Donald Sutherland, Michael Caine.
Who dare win?
The Eagles landed.
Yeah, the Eagles landed. Yeah, yeah.
I had to watch that movie. That's a fantastic movie.
That's a good movie.
It's goofy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Ugh. You're thinking Where Eagles Dare, which is another great movie
another
too,
good
but
one, yeah.
different reason. Oh man, I need to have like a World War II movie marathon.
Dude, those 1970, like late 1960s World War II movies were on bloody point. That was really a golden age of World War II movies.
Yeah.
Kelly's Heroes.
Longest Day.
Longest Day. All that stuff.
about 80% of Midway and the music from 1941. Tora. Again, you're not going to get a better movie than that about Pearl Harbor. F you, Ben Affleck. Harry Spider is up. He's up about 100 tickets now, and that's only getting bigger. It's by the grace of God that Walter's not under a +2 here. And it's really just that one fearless half track, and Ulig will take him on.
Oof.
Ulig's going in. He's going to go for the softball. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he's going to get the toss.
Nope.
Ulig, turn,
Stop.
my friend. Oh, jeez.
Attack move, please, attack
I know,
move.
please, no, Ulig, not you. No.
The Pioneer's gonna come in and do just as that. Just regular grenades.
There we go.
Even the
furball in the sky. I mean, 109's like crazy. Got the Spitfires, and the ground fire might take out one of these Spitfires.
But one of them's definitely gonna go down to the Messerschmitt.
Yes, he is, and the other one he might deflection. Here comes the deflection. He's gone.
Oof.
And the Pack 40 put the Abusier. He's target tracks and wheels are damaged. Wow.
Yeah, this is at this point Walther has just run out of steam with the French. He had a really good push going early on, but now it's just he has nothing. Harry Spider's managed to grind him down quite a bit.
Well, compare and contrast this for a second. What would have been a better usage of points? Because we have seen some minor differences here and there. We finally are seeing the upgun 76 mils. How could Walter have built this deck a little bit more appropriately?
It's tough because he had
hindsight's 2020.
I know he had a really good advantage up north, but at the same time Harry Spider just puts down south really well, and I think a mortar piece down south would have helped out, trying to root out those AT guns, so Walter could bring in just some Stuarts or some tanks, just slowly take back the southern side. I think that's one of the things Walter definitely could have done to try and bring us back, but he's pretty much buggered at this point. It's also the problem with French, compared to previous match, so Harry was playing French, he was constantly moving in all directions, and he kept on the pressure. But oh god, 76 Sherman goes down to the B3, complete air superiority from Lothland. Well, Walter, he had a really good offensive maneuver up north early on, but after that, he wasn't really making those plays. And just looking at...
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Really good player from Harry Spider. Looking at the kills, not really much from the French. Pretty even stuff. And losses... A Panzer Strike, Jesus Christ. He even killed infantry. Cola?
Found him a second. Oh yeah, Cola. There we go.
Jeez.
2 half tracks, the Voltigeurs, Sapors, and he picked up a Sherman as well. Good lord.
Wow. That's nutty. Absolutely nutty.
And Plots, the Pack 40, even though he only has 2 kills, he was stressing guys out right, left, and center. He definitely was a very, very good player.
He was in such a good position.
Yes.
Such a bloody good position. But
in history, of course, you take a look at it overall, and really after about in the middle of about 17 minutes, that's when everything goes to the dogs. After that point, the Germans lose less than 5 troops for the rest of the match.
Yep, and it's just infantry. It's nothing really too crazy either. But damn, that was a nice thing Walter tried to do early on, but it really faded out.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, but that's going to bring it 2-0 for Harry Spider, so all he needs is one more victory, and he will take the cup. Or
Yep, let's see if we get to, if it takes the cake or not. But for right now, let's take it on over to another quick break. Folks, we'll be right back with Game 3. All right, folks. Map 3. We're going a little bit more Mountain Goaty right about now. I believe we're on Mount Ormel. So I'm definitely kind of excited for this rank. Who do we have going on now?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Harry Spider representing the Canadians. And on the right-hand side, Walther will be the first SS Division.
So you saw this and you started rubbing your little claws together, I heard. What makes you so excited about this matchup?
I know, I really like seeing Canadians being played as are not the best division, I think, but it can be a lot of fun. And I also like this map because it just gets absolutely crazy with all the CQC firefights and everything going on. Yeah, Walther, he has to win this match or he is down for the count. So really be able to pull something off with the first SS, which is a pretty good division. And on this map, I think he has a pretty decent chance.
That's true. We were talking about right before this came back live. Actually, I'm very much amused by the Stug attack orders. Look at the eastern side. Move, attack, 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 attack. But I think, as much as I love this map too, I'm always so concerned that this is going to turn into one flank goes wildly towards one side and one flank goes wildly towards the other. And really that central ridge has such a commanding presence.
It does, it does. It's kind of like the town in St. Mariglis. If you can hold the middle, you have really good pathways up north and down south. It really allows you to pick your next area you want to attack. But the Canadians, this is Piat everywhere. That's a lot of Piat squads being brought out. Which is a good call, because this is first SS, and you got Stugs and light vehicles that you have to contend with.
I know this is a minor gripe, but I'd love to see the Piat symbol be changed.
Yeah.
There's something resembling a Piat.
Yeah, like a red sponge.
Yeah. Or a noodle.
Or a
I'll
noodle.
take a noodle. A limp noodle. Well, first one's out. It's up, and I believe it's going to be good. No,
nope.
It doesn't quite get a kill. Never mind.
Nope.
I am surprised by the spam that's been able to come out, though. Good gosh.
Yes, I mean, both sides have a lot of good cheap infantry options and cheap vehicle options. And I'll look at Walther. He's in a pretty decent spot.
As he runs across the street.
Yeah. Because if anything comes up the hill, it just gets panzerfausted.
Perhaps, but folks, didn't your mother tell you you look both ways before you cross the street? Here comes the command carrier. He's going to start gunning him down. First Faust is up, and actually nothing happens. Never mind. Stormtroopers coming on in, so I imagine those Volksdeutsche are just going to get completely shreked.
Yep, and close range sniped as well. Jeez.
Yeah, I kind of wonder why it takes them so long to shoot when he's about 100 meters away.
You just no-scope at that point.
Yeah, exactly. You 360 it, man.
Yeah. Mom, get the camera.
But the light vehicles of the first SS are dominating early on here, taking out a lot of those command carriers, as you might expect. We're seeing a very plucky Staghound AA trying to come in and around the back here, and a Flampanzer moving on in too.
Yes. Do love seeing that Flampanzer. And if he can just bring it in the middle, that's just going to dominate all the infantry. Unless the Staghound AA has something to say about it.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot to say about it, but the question is, will he actually be able to do anything? And from this range, my guess is that answer will be no.
No, the Flampanzer just completely flamming him. Jeez. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the Staghound... Whoa, he killed it!
Yeah, he actually blew it up.
I was not expecting that. Jesus. I was expecting the Staghound to completely annihilate the Flampanzer, but... there you go.
I'm really shocked here. Good gosh, yeah, one Ram 2 being desperately brought on in. Rifle leader throwing out Piats like crazy after that. Those couple of half tracks, as well as a 222, and getting taken out. So you might get your wish here. I think Walther might be able to pick up a victory, considering how well he's starting off.
Yeah, he's starting off really bloody well, and compared to French, you do have the good later game, Route First SS, and I don't know, the 222 just breaking right through. It's a little bit ballsy taking Yatmud's territory, but if he can, just bring in some Volksdeutsche reinforcements to help support where the 222 is and the 250, he can really, I don't know, just
scream everything.
Yeah, just scream bloody everything.
We are going to see the Ram 2 come up the goat path over here. I don't think it's going to do anything really worthwhile, though, because it looks like the 250 and the 222 are going to be able to get into the command carrier and their attendant infantry pretty darn fast.
Yeah, and the problem with Canadians is the only real tanks is those Ram 2s. I think he can get some Humbers if he does have some Humber, like, transport
under
things.
support, yeah.
Yeah, like, under the recon, yeah. Oh, yeah, but right now, as Harry Spider's is bringing out infantry, the 222 can just annihilate him in the open ground, really. And some 250, not gonna have a good time against the Ram. Nope.
Yeah, you say he did a bad job of slowing him down. But awful puns
Wow.
aside, Rifle Leader is going to throw out a long-range Piat. It's up. Oh my gosh, he actually hit him too. He didn't kill him, but he hit him.
Yeah, very
That's
close.
definitely a charred paint job.
Mm-hmm. But the Ram's gonna come in. Yeah, it's a lot. I think Walther maybe shouldn't have gone as cocky with that push. If he kept him back a little bit, just and wait for the rest of his forces to come through. But in the end of the day, that was a nice amount of territory he managed to grab for himself.
Well, nothing else. He slows down the Ram too, because had he been less, gutsy, sure, he would have a much more consistent amount of points coming on in. But he gave himself a nice ticket boost by rushing for that +2.
Yeah, but now he has to worry about the Ram 2 in middle. That's going to be a rather tough customer. I mean, he has a Stug, but...
Yeah, but the Stug has to redeploy to the south, and already he's underpowered by comparison in terms of armor.
Yeah.
And sightlines are not good on the southern side of that forest.
Nope. Walter's stern pioneers are doing God's work.
Indeed. Praise be. Praise be. And now the 232 trying to get in on something, and the IG-18 is desperately trying to stress out that Ram.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to buy him some time. I really like the position of the IG-18 regardless, because it kind of cuts off the road towards the middle, but when there's an armoured vehicle, the IG-18's actually doing pretty good. Oh yeah, because the Ram doesn't have HE shells, he has to get close and use its one machine gun to do anything. So maybe the IG-18 can actually stress out the Ram too.
Well, that's just the Panzerjäger you're thinking about. He's going to redeploy to the south, and I think he's going to get stressed out just in time.
Yeah. Well, if he kills the Ram too, that is a pretty big bonus for Walther.
Yes, sir, and he's falling back, so, yep, there's going to be either a surrender or a kill. Rifle Leader going to be able to take another shot at this 232 as he passes by.
Oh!
Wow. So if a vehicle sits in one place, he can't hit him. But if he's on the move, man, he's a golden eye at that point.
Yep, the Stug has line of sight, I believe. And
yes,
he's going to be engaging. He has a pretty good window still, so maybe he can get that kill.
Transmission damaged. One more ought to be enough. And there it is.
That was tight, but that's a very good kill here for Walther. Harry Spider's bringing in more infantry in the middle, but it's not going to work too well against the flank panzers and stern pioneers. And the problem with Canadians in this map is that light vehicles are very powerful on this map. As god, flank panzer.
Unless you bring it again, again, a tank within 200 meters, or any vehicle within 200 meters of an anti-tank gun.
Well, the Canadians, their infantry doesn't have a lot of Piats. You have to get dedicated Piat garage or rifle leaders for their anti-tank rows, and those are pretty easy to deal with. They're not a complete pain in the arse. So you can just bring in those flank panzers, just as long as it doesn't run right in front of a 6-pounder, and do quite a bit of damage. But middle is not looking good, Joe, as Harry Spider's managed to make somewhat of a breakthrough. A bit slow of a breakthrough.
Well, and this is what I'm talking about. I imagine Harry Spider's going to start to wrap up the north completely. Yes, the rifle's going to go down here. It's going to be a very quick surrender. But there's so many little nooks and crannies that even statistically, rifle leaders will eventually hit something with their Piats. Even down to the south, there's now this flamethrower that's behind enemy lines. Panzerjägers do have the HE, but... And there's two of them for that matter, too. But, I don't know. I feel like one misplaced anything, and the Germans are going to lose an awful lot.
Yeah, and those Panzerjägers only have like 6 shots of HE, so you have to make your shots really count. Yeah, I really like Harry Spider. He has a good amount of AT guns. He has a lot of bloody AT guns, actually, all over the place. And it's going to take quite a while to just uproot them. The run up north is just going to annihilate the 232. Oh no, the T-32 managed to get out just in the nick of time.
Well, Volksdeutsche were putting some pressure on the 6-pounder, so completely understandable, all things considered. Now, here's a question. This is not like supposed to be a pun or anything, or even a riddle. What's the difference between a Bren carrier and a Lloyd carrier? I mean, it looks sort of like the Lloyd carrier is about the same size and just has maybe like a canopy over top.
Yeah, I think it's slightly... I think they're pretty much the same thing. It's just one has a Bren gun and one doesn't. Because the whole bloody... Well, it might have been an earlier model of the Universal Carrier. Because there's quite a few iterations of it. But I'm not entirely sure. I can't say off the top of my head.
Okay, well, as long as you're a little bit less than sure, I'm okay with that. Puma is going to be out and about, and shockingly enough, despite the fact there's a command carrier 200 meters to his, south, he's not going to engage him. I think now that's going to happen.
Yeah. Now he can see him, and now he can shoot him. And that's going to take back quite a bit of the map.
Which may even give that +2 again.
Mm-hmm. So close getting that +2. If he can just knock out the Rifle Leader and the Stormtrooper middle, that should give him the +2. But he's managing to push back up north as the Vogtowitcher. They got long range advantage. Canadian infantry really rely on external fire support to really do anything. And he has none of that at the moment. Bro, he's got a Kangaroo, but that's it so far.
Yeah, but I somehow don't imagine that's going to be necessarily too much help.
Yeah.
We are to Phase B, though, which means that we might start seeing some legit tanks coming out here from the Canadians.
Yeah.
It'll be a shocking thing to say, you have to be definitely sure.
Yeah, some Shermans would definitely help out quite a bit on this battlefield. You've got Panzer IV being brought in from Walther, as at this point he can get one of those Panzer IVJs a minute, or H a minute. He can get lots of tanks, and just spamming Panzer IVs on this map, that's a very good idea.
Yep. Yep, because the big armor of the Allied tanks is not going to matter.
Yeah, it's just who shoots you first. At the same time, stabilizers. But if you can get so many tanks as first assess, it's not a huge deal.
I was always kind of worried. I'm actually very happy that you see Kangaroos being brought on in because they're such an overlooked unit so often.
Yeah, they're not the best thing point-wise, but they're a lot of fun. I mean, it looks so silly, but it does have a nice use of, a 50 cal APC.
Uh-huh. I would like to see, and this is just, of course, just another random kind of like pipe dream.
Yep.
I would enjoy seeing infantry be able to fire out
Yes.
of an infantry carrier on the move.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Just a little bit of extra HC. Just the animation of it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine
even if it's like, even if there's no usage of ammo, something like that.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. That'd be really bloody cool. Like shooting a Piat out of it or something.
Oh, I mean, there used to be a thing in I think it was Co 1.
Mm-hmm.
Kangaroo appeared and people just stick Piat squads in it constantly, and it was impossible. It was impossible to go against, at least maybe at my skill level.
So like the Flam track kind of in Company of Heroes 2, where you put like an engineer squad in the Flam.
Yeah,
in the half
loosely.
track.
Yeah, loosely. We are going to see some Shermans being brought on in, at least one already. And there's going to be a force multiplier of immense power.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, if they can take out that one Stug F to the south of that collection of Canadian troops, they have a legit chance.
They do. They do. I really find it funny how that one Vogtowitcher all the way down south is, he's the front line defense, and he has quite a bit to defend from the Kangaroo. If he gets spotted, that Kangaroo's just gonna light him up.
Oh, he's a picket.
Yeah, he's a picket for that line, but a very important picket is it's giving him the +1 point advantage.
And a moment of silence for the brave Piat man who, knowing he was going to get completely wrecked by whatever infantry spilled out of the half-track, fired and killed a half-track with one shot. Ugh, brave amateur. Ooh, I think the Stormtroopers, I thought the Stormtroopers are maybe trying to engage the Panzerjäger. No, that's really the best idea. Okay,
No.
he's drawing some fire. He's trying to encourage him to go after that. And I believe the Sherman is considering his best plan of attack.
Yeah, and the mortar half track finally getting resupplied, and a mortar half track can definitely deal with the majority of the threats, pretty much all the threats in the middle, and allow Walther to take the whole forest area.
Well, up to the north as well, we're starting to see the weight of fire from just lots of rifle spam really be causing some issues over here for the German force.
Mm-hmm.
As another Sherman moves up to the north, as well as some flame troops moving down, at least to the middle. No, oh, never mind, they're also to the north as well, forgive me. Panzerjäger comes under fire from two sources. AT gun goes down. Wow, that was a surprisingly well-placed shot.
Mm-hmm. The 6-pounder's already pretty wounded, so that's a nice easy kill. The Canadians has managed to take a lot of territory back down south after knocking out the Run Volkdeutscher. And that's going to be giving Harry Spider the slow plus run. Walther still has quite a bit of a lead.
Yep, but I would not expect it to be lasting for too long. Life Buoy Flamethrower. I've actually never checked to see what it was called.
Yeah, it's very much a very descriptive name.
Life Buoy.
Because it looks like a life buoy, you see?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. It's one of those kind of darkly humorous things. Oh yes, this is a buoy. This is all about life. And yes. We're gonna roast you to death. To the north though, yeah, the Canadians are pushing back on all fronts, and the first SS, excuse me, is starting to lose a lot of its vehicles here.
Yeah, I mean, just lost the Puma up north, which is a pretty big deal. But, yeah, it's just not looking too good for Walther at this moment. Not good at all. I mean, he's got quite a few pioneers out to help out on this map, but he needs to try to start knocking out some of these Shermans, as they are the major threat to go up against. So, oh, Panther.
Yep.
That's definitely an interesting choice. If he loses the Panther, he's gonna have a pretty hard time, I say, coming back from such a loss. And on a map like this, it's a bit hard to use the Panther, you know, because it's very close range. Oh no, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm still very iffy whether again the Panther was a good choice or not. But I guess we'll see.
Well, if it was Panther with recon optics, I'd be a little bit more okay with that.
Yeah.
And we have a Han Solo charge here by the Stormtrooper going after the Volksdeutsche. And Han bites the dust.
Yeah.
Flame troops, I'm surprised that things have stabilized actually as much as they have over here to the north. I'm actually, hats off to Walther for staying competitive in this one, even despite losing all of these vehicles.
Yeah. Once sea phase hits, Walther's going to be in a lovely position. You don't get any more points in sea phase, but you get all the infantry units. You just get all the units in sea phase for first assets. It really blossoms at that point.
True, but it still is another 3 minutes away.
Yeah. If the Panther can at least kill like 1 or 2 Shermans, that should help slow down the Canadians. It's really, the Canadian infantry isn't scary. The Pioneers can beat and run, easy peasy. It's the tanks and the fights, really it's the Shermans and the Kangaroos. Yet he needs to kill, as that's the thing that's allowing the Canadians to push. Is they are the external fire support that he needs.
That was so good. That was so eloquent right there.
Thank you. I like to speak like, you know, some elder god language every now and again.
Well, hopefully Cthulhu might be stopping in for this stream. Hopefully that happens. In the meantime, we are going to see a different kind of god showing up, or at least his prophet here, the Sexton moving in from the southern side of the map, as well as the off-map P4 from the Germans. And I really do like. I'm a little iffy on the cost, but I really do like the utility that this tank does bring.
It is. You got to think about it like this, Khan. You're essentially paying 50 points for the off map and 140 for the Panzer IV. Yeah, it also got recon optics too.
Yes,
which is nice. But yeah, it is a bit of an iffy cost. Like, I don't like the Panzer IV off map because I'd rather just get a regular Panzer IV. But you know, having that off map capability, especially you're trying to help route out all the Canadian stuff in the middle. Yeah, will be good, but he definitely needs some more infantry down south because he's losing quite a lot of ground rather easily.
Well, and the mortar half-track was getting resupplied by an Opel Blitz. 6-pounder almost ended up taking them out, and it looks like, yep, Focke-Wulf coming in to take out the 6-pounder.
If he can hit the bloody thing.
If he doesn't hit it now, he's not going to be able to hit it soon. There's a Tripolston moving in. And you can see, as we said before, the Allied tanks are just hunkering down in very low sightline positions, just waiting for the Germans to get kind of frisky. I think as long as he plays keep away from the super well-armed, I would say, the German tanks, I don't know. Harry Spider's got a +2 now. Man carrier, in fact, giving him a +2. That's embarrassing. Never mind, there it goes.
Yeah, he really just needs. He needs something down south to try to retake that territory. I mean, Walter still has quite a nice lead over
Mm-hmm.
Harry Spider.
But it's breaking awfully quickly here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and the Opal Blitz almost goes down from just a random artillery shell.
Yeah. Is okay. The Panther's still alive. I was about to say I couldn't see the Panther for a second. It's like no, right, he lost it, but the Canadians are pushing pretty hard. This is.
Well, the Panther is going hunting. He does pick up himself a kangaroo.
Mm-hmm. The 6 pound in the middle goes down.
Yeah, the 6 pounder to the north, it has a half track that's less than, what, 50 meters? 100 meters, maybe? I'm just barely making it out alive, good gosh. I am surprised that Shermans have been less aggressive. I would like to think that Harry Spider was trying desperately to make them a little bit more appropriate. Ooh, a super quick barrage coming on down. If he's going to stress out that Sherman, and then it's going to be a rush by the P4, you can just you can mark my words. And I imagine, yeah, okay. Mortar half-track trying to engage to the south. Yep, to the north.
Yeah, Sherman's going to be engaged on the 232. The problem with both sides is they've been anxious in deploying their tank reserves, which makes sense because it's such a, who shoots who first scenario, and the Sherman's very important for Harry Spider, and the Panther is very important for Walther. So neither one really wants to make that risk. Yo, Walther is going to be doing it. Oh, JU-87.
JU-87.
Oh.
But he misses. Oh
how
my
could
gosh.
you?
6-pounder does have the 232 right in front of him.
Yo, I think
and
he's
misses.
going to
He gets taken out before that happens.
Oh, Panther's so close to seeing that Sherman. So maybe this is what Walther needs up north to try to retake this northern side.
I'd be wrong, but is there a 17-pounder coming on in? Bedford truck? There goes a Sherman. But I feel like I bet this is a 17-pounder being put on.
Yeah, it's a 17.
Okay. So this is going to either be where the Panther dies, or... Oh, there's two 17-pounders.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't want to be that anti-aircraft, tries again, anti-tank position, but neither do I want to be that anti-tank, or rather that tank. Driver wounded, 232 is down, and I think 17-pounder is going to get that kill here. Wow, close. It's so far. I don't know who I'm rooting for. Well, it's going to be a 17-pounder now.
Oh, that's not good.
Burshot Nilman internal fire in the P4. Jeez. And the other P4, I think, died. Oh, no, I think the other P4 died, but I was incorrect there.
Mm-hmm. You got 2-star stack hounds coming in the middle, which is not a unit you see a lot for Canadians, but they're actually pretty good, especially on a map like this. But damn, this is not looking good for Walther. Like, C-Phase came in, and those 17-pounders pretty much saved Harry Spider's ass from being attacked by that Panther.
Yes, they did. And just to keep the odd B3 away, well, Crusade today keeps the B3 away.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the Junker away.
The Junker.
No Prussian aristocracy here. This hard point to the north is trying to hold on desperately, but there's an awful lot of extra firepower. 17-pounder takes out another P4, and there is, what, 2 or 3 vehicles left total?
Mm-hmm.
And I dare say that Befehler, excuse me, not the Befehler, the off-map P4 is going to get wrecked by these staghounds.
Yep, completely trounced, and Jesus Christ, this is quite a turnaround here from Harry Spider.
Yeah, I wasn't going to call it for him. I mean, he was getting wrecked.
He was not doing very well early on. But Walther, damn, knocking out the Panther definitely hurt quite a bit. I think Walther definitely could have been a bit more aggressive up north with the Panther and Panzer IV earlier and try to get some ground jet to relieve pressure, but Walter's going to tap out. And yeah, Harry Spider's won 3 matches, so he takes the whole bloody thing, I believe.
Just again, as a means of just understanding how much death was happening to the Canadians early on, first 3.5 minutes, one thing goes down for the Germans.
Yeah, just one for Deutsche. But
he had the Canadians reeling, man.
he did. It was that little like light vehicle play. That was really bloody good. But yeah, just towards the end, Harry Spider managed to, a massive force, push through, and geez, that was quite surprising. Quite surprising.
Yeah, it was.
Just looking at kills, real
Sniper
fast.
Scouts. Actually, Marquise. Wow, Marquise had a good jump. IG-18, Pioneer Führer, Aufklärer, and Volksdeutscher to his name.
It's very good.
6-pounder had. There's one 6-pounder had both Stugs. Yeah, when you're trading like that, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a shame that Walther couldn't take advantage of the early push in middle and completely capture that middle forest line.
Yes.
Just with some more light vehicles, etc. Because once the round 2 came into the middle, it really halted any hope in hell of retaking that area.
Yep.
Yeah, but good job, Harry Spider, taking it 3-0 for Season 2 Code S. So, damn, that was some really bloody good matches from both players. Like, love seeing some like, both sides played pretty aggressively in the majority of, in pretty much all those matches. They were attacking as well as defending.
Well, we didn't get my massive vehicle engagement, but I'll take what I can get, I suppose.
Yeah. It's pretty those are some pretty close range maps. Pretty close range maps. Yep. But yeah, that's it. That's the code.
That's the whole ball of wax.
That's the whole thing.
So I think in the coming weeks we still have ourselves some Super League, right? From Herr Robert?
Yeah, we got plenty of things to cast still for
so folks, don't give up on the Western Front yet. Keep your mind where the sun is setting as opposed to where the sun's going to be rising next year.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah,
well done, Harry Spider. Anything else, Ryan?
I want to give a big shout out to Curbs and Protosoccer for really setting up the whole Steel Division League thing. Also, getting in touch with Paradox to actually have a legitimate prize pool for this thing. That's definitely very cool, and also Paradox for providing some prizes. I do want to reiterate, Harry Spider will be taking home one Paradox game of his choosing, as well as 2 DLCs or another Paradox game. Get BattleTech. And Walther will be taking home one Paradox game and 1 DLC. So at the end of the day, everyone wins. They win something at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, actually, what I'm looking for, let's see. You know what, Ryan? Let's start a BattleTech League. I'm calling it right now. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh god, it's a good game.
We should talk about that. Anyway, any final words of wisdom, pearls of a outrageously wonderful thought?
No. Thanks everyone for coming along.
And I didn't realize until just now, if you look at the map behind the minor victory thing on team, you see one of the things on there is Rommel. Anyway, I don't know how I've never noticed that. I've been playing this game for a year. I haven't noticed that.
Behind team?
Look at team.
Yeah.
Look underneath kills, directly down south, and that's an outline for Rommel.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's like it's a map of Cherbourg.
Noticed.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks so much for coming on out. Tip your waitresses, stay in school, and I guess we'll catch you all soon.
Yep. I'm Rangru.
I'm Con Ulrich. Have a great day, everyone.
Take it easy.